Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks a lot for joining in today. And today is 9th of June. You are back watching the Watchlist by Magenta Trade. At Magenta Trade, we teach you how to grow your portfolio using options trading strategies. We explain in simple terms how you can participate in the world-leading companies with a fraction of the amount that you would need as normal investment. In the vast ocean of stock market, there are plenty of opportunities to gain from movement in the share prices every day. However, market is unpredictable, volatile, and sometimes complex to understand. In order to be successful, you need a disciplined, rule-based approach developed over a long period of experience in the market and focused on building a long-term portfolio to protect your hard-earned money. More on that, but first let's look at our disclosures, which is very important part of our broadcast. Let me share my screen there. Hopefully you can see my screen. All our discussions at Magenta Trade are solely for educational and information purposes. We are not investment advisors, and you should consult a financial advisor before making any investments. Options trading involve exceptional gains, but at the same time, they pose inherent risks. Past results are no guarantee of future gains. For more disclosures, you can visit our website, www.magentatrade.com. Quickly, a few words about me. I have been actively trading for more than 15 years now. I've turned my personal trading experience and passion into professional coaching. And recently, we have formed the company Magenta Trade to share with you my strategies of success in trading using simple terms and techniques. My favorite areas of coaching are trade management and money management. I have experienced immense potential of trading options based on stocks and ETFs, and I help you understand how they might help to build a steady and reliable retirement income stream. As a coach, I focus on a daily routine, follow simple rule-based strategy, use simple tools to enter and exit the trades, and manage your positions in 15-20 minutes every day. Okay, let's quickly move on to some of the earnings numbers that we have earlier published in our social media handles. Signet Jewelry. Signet Jewelry, they published their first quarter earnings. First quarter April 2022 earnings of $2.86 per share on revenue of $1.8 billion, whereas the expectation was $2.29 per share on revenue of $1.8 billion itself. So it has exceeded the expectations, and the stock is currently up by 9.1%. Revenue grew 8.9% year on year. The company said it expects second quarter revenue of $1.79 billion to $1.82 billion. The current expectation was $1.84 billion for the quarter ending 31st of July 2022. The company said it now expects fiscal year earnings of $12.72 to $13.47 per share and continues to expect revenue of $8.03 billion to $8.25 billion. The company's previous guidance was earnings of $12.28 to $13 per share, and the current consensus earnings estimate is $11.26 per share on revenue of $8.23 billion for the year ending 31st January 2023. Signet Jewelers Limited is engaged in retailing of jewelry, watches, and associated services. The company's operational divisions are mainly in the UK and the US. Some more numbers in terms of the earnings. The company reaffirms full year guidance on confidence in sustainable and agile operating structure. $318 million of share repurchase completed in Q1 and authorization expanded by $500 million. We'll look into the details of the share purchase or repurchases by companies and what we also call as buyback and how they are impacting the different companies over the over this weekend or next week or so. I'm preparing a detailed report on that. Meanwhile, GAAP operating income of 0.2 million, down from 168.7 million in first quarter, including the impact of charges related to resolution of previously disclosed litigation. Non-GAAP operating income of $194.6 million, up from $168.9 million in first quarter of 2022. And GAAP diluted loss per share of $1.89, down from diluted earnings per share of $2.23 in Q1 of FY22. Okay. Finally, approximately $645 million remains under the company's newly expanded authorization. SG&A was $533.1 million, or 29% of sales, an improvement of 130 basis points to the first quarter of last year. Okay, let's move on to the some of the other news items. And let me switch off my video and we will go to the charts. Just give me a few seconds as I restart my charting. There was some issue earlier. So first, let's go back to the market, what's happening in the market. In terms of the Bollinger Band, you can see the S&P 500 is retracing back to the midline there, almost midline there. And this bold blue line is a 30 days weighted moving average. So index is still above the 30 days weighted moving average, and the DPO is still above zero today after it went back up to over zero. Earlier, it was below zero for quite some time there, for a couple of months almost. However, for the last 8-9 trading days, we have been consistently holding this direction, or holding this observation that the S&P 500 index is not able to break the resistance line at 4179 or 4176, or whatever this line is, 4156. I drew it at 4156 on the first day itself, but more or less around that line or around that level, there is a strong, very strong resistance, and it has now been proved that the market is not able to break that barrier. So for the time being, I think the index will go back to a little bit lower. Today, it is again lower high and lower low. So that indicates that the bearish, trend or bearish pattern would probably form again, and probably it could come back to 3,816 levels. We took a position earlier about with a bull put position of 3,900 and 3,890. So probably it will reach there maybe in another 6 or 7 trading days, or maybe a little bit more than that. But for that, what it appears is that it would probably reach towards or it is probably moving towards those levels for the time being, for next 1 or 2 weeks at least. The geopolitical factors continue to remain as it is. The most important one is, of course, the Ukraine war, then inflation, then the high energy prices as a result of the Ukraine war. Today, the ECB also mentioned in similar terms. We'll look into those details more as we open the market news. The European Central Bank confirmed that they will hike the interest rate in July, and they have raised the inflation projections significantly. So those economic and global economic scenarios continue to have heavy weightage on these stock market. So as a result, you can see that strong resistance level has not been beaten, and probably the market will retrace back to maybe the levels of, or the S&P 500 would be probably around those 3,800 or 3,900 levels. That is below 4,000 is a strong reality now. So currently the market is at 4075, and let's see about NASDAQ. NASDAQ is 120 points down, or almost another percentage, same as S&P 500. And again, it is a more or less similar picture over there. Also, another notable thing is the volume. I understand the volume is very, very low over the last few days. We will look into individual stocks and we'll understand the volume over there. Dow is down by 234 points, and there's a strong chance that it would probably go back to the level of 30,000, 31,000, or just below that, maybe towards 30,600. Currently, it's down by 0.69 of a percentage, and VIX is again up by 3.3%. Yes, yesterday it went down actually. VIX, okay, it was consistently going down and now it is back up. Okay, interesting. Dollar index is up by 0.64%. Okay, now let's look at some of the numbers over there. The most important one that I was looking at today. Okay, let's start looking at one by one. Signet Jewelers, the stock is up by 9%, as we said. After the excellent results, so we'll start from there. Currently, it's up by 8.1%, and it has crossed the 50 days moving average as well. So maybe we can look into taking a position over there in our demo platform. Okay, so that's about Signet Jewelers. We'll look at Tesla. There's some positive update from the analysts on they upgraded, specifically UBS has upgraded their stock to buy from neutral. Currently, the stock is up by 1.1%. Previously, it went up to 767. Now it is back to 734. So in terms of 52-week range as well, it has improved a little bit. Even the volume is very strong today for Tesla. Let's look at some other stocks. 5 below. It's not in our watch list, but we are discussing because there is some movement there. Currently, the stock is down by 0.94%. It has significantly improved in the last few minutes. But earlier, as you can see, it opened opened at around 127.98, and then now it went below up to 126.79. And currently it is at 134.17. The highest was 135.13 today. So basically, I think they also published their results yesterday after market hours. So let's go back to check their detailed results. Come on. Sometimes it takes more time than expected in terms of setting up the things. Okay. So Five Below reported their first quarter April 2022 earnings of 59 cents per share on revenue of $639.6 million, whereas the expectation was 58 cents per share on revenue of $654 million. Where $652 million, so to say. Revenue grew 7% year on year. The company said it expects second quarter earnings of 74 cents to 86 cents. Sorry, 74 cents to 86 cents per share on revenue of $675 million to $695 million. The expectation was actually $1.22 per share on revenue of $731 million for the second quarter. The company also said it now expects fiscal 2023 earnings of $4.85 to $5.24 per share on revenue of $3.04 billion to $3.12 billion. The company's previous guidance was earnings of $5.19 to $5.70 per share on revenue of $3.16 billion to $3.26 billion. Five Below is a specialty retailer offering merchandise for teen and preteen customers. Its merchandise includes everything from sporting goods, games, fashion accessories, and jewelry to hobbies and collectibles, bath and body, among others. Okay. The comparable sales decreased by 3.6% versus the first quarter of fiscal 2021. The company opened 35 new stores and ended the quarter with 1,225 stores in 40 states. This represents an increase in stores of 12.7% from the end of first quarter of fiscal 2021. Operating income was $42.3 million compared to $63.7 million in the first quarter of fiscal 2021. The effective tax rate was 22.3% compared to 20.9% in the first quarter of fiscal 2021. Net income was $32.7 million compared to $49.6 million in the first quarter of fiscal 2021. Diluted income per common share was 59 cents compared to 88 cents in the first quarter of fiscal 2021. The company repurchased 247,132 shares in the first quarter of fiscal 2022 at a cost of approximately $40 million. Okay. So that's about Five Below. Let's look at another stock, and which is in our in our watch list is NEO. So NEO also published their results today, and I'd be very interested to look into the details. Okay, NEO reported their first quarter March 2022 a loss of 18 cents per share. Here it is mentioned 12 cents. Actually, probably. Okay, I need to confirm. I'm confirming from the website Earnings Whispers. So there it is mentioned as 18 cents per share on revenue of $1.6 billion. Revenue grew 28.3% year on year. Yep, revenue is correct. Company said it expects a second quarter revenue of $1.473 billion to $1.591 billion. Okay, so it is significantly below the expectation in terms of the second quarter. As you know, NIO is a pioneer and leading manufacturer of premium smart electric vehicles in China. And it is in our watch list because of its potential growth. The company is in very early stage of their operations, and they have tremendous potential over there, especially in the market of China and other developing countries. Okay. So in terms of deliveries, they are the deliveries were 25,768 vehicles in comparison to 25,034 vehicles in the previous quarter, which is an increase of 2.9%. And if we compare with the quarter a year ago, it is more than 28.5%. Gross profit represents a decrease of 6.9% from the first quarter of 2021. Gross margin was 14.6% compared with 19.5% in the first quarter of 2021. So while the vehicle sales are up, the margin has gone down significantly. The margin has gone down from 21.2% in 2021 first quarter to 18.1% in the first quarter of 2022. So even though the total revenue has gone up significantly, the margin has been decreased on these. Okay. NIO also delivered, these are results as of March 2022. After that, NIO delivered 5,074 vehicles in April 2022 and 7,024 vehicles in May 22. Yeah. So if we continue with that trend, the number of vehicles for this quarter would be lesser than expected. And that's why probably the stock is currently down by 6.8%. Okay. Let's look at some more details. And I think on the back of the news of NIO, the Tesla shares are up. So that is something probably interesting. Let's look at some other stocks. Novavax. That's why I don't like the pharma stocks. There is continuous movement there, and especially during this COVID period. The stock is down by 17% today. We closed our position yesterday in Novavax, or today, I think, yeah, in one of my portfolios, and obviously that trade ended in a loss. There was a support level at this around $45 or so, or 44.89, but then it broke through. It has touched almost the all-time or the 52-week low of $41.1 today. Today, the lowest was 41.5. 52-week low was 41.1. Now, in terms of Novavax, the main news is that the FDA probably could postpone a decision on their COVID-19 vaccine. They say that they need to evaluate changes to the drug maker's manufacturing process. And that is the most significant development over there. Okay, the other one, we discussed one result yesterday, Oli's. Yesterday, they published the news and we discussed that, and the stock is up by 4.65% today after RBC Capital Markets actually upgraded that stock in terms of their recommendation. So Oli's is in very positive territory. It's in a bullish area. It has already crossed over 50 days moving average, and there is a strong momentum over there. Yeah. So maybe, we can look for a position. I'm not sure how much credit would be available in terms of the credit spread trade. Let's see. Okay. Before we review other things, let's look at this particular one. Okay. Let's look at the option chain for Oli's. Okay, so currently the stock is at 55.82, and if we have to take a position, maybe 3 days low is 47 or 46. The stock has really jumped in more than 25%, almost 25% in last few days. So it's very difficult to have a lower level on these. So if we consider, let's say 45, there's not much credit available over there. But if we consider 50, let's see, if we consider 50 and 45, then probably there is 83 cents. Now 50 is even above the low of yesterday. Okay. So that is why it is a bit difficult to take a position there. Even if we do 47.50 to 42.50, let's say we do that. 47.50 and 42.50, we'll get probably 60 cents. I think this one is much better. 16 delta. I think this one is much better. 60 delta. 60 cents credit. So let's take a position in Oli's. Market in general is bearish, so that is my concern over there. But the stock is in a very positive momentum, and 50 days moving average is 47, 45. So 47.50 looks all right, and it is about July 15th. Oli's bargain outlet holdings. Okay, let's go for that. Okay, 47.50. We are selling Oli's 15th of July put option, 47.50 put option, and buying 42.50 put option for July 15th itself. So let's try that. The stock is up by 4.3% now. Let me see whether it gets executed or not. I don't want to go much below than that, even though our threshold is 50 cents, but this is a bit volatile stock as of now because of the earnings report, and maybe it will take time to settle down. But we wanted to, take this opportunity to enter there. But 60 cents is a bare minimum, I would say, in these circumstances. Some of our other trades are doing fine, of course. In terms of our trade history, yesterday one trade was completed, was actually both of them went through yesterday. The Salesforce 170 165 bull put and PayPal 95 100 bear call. So in case you have not noted them, you can have a look at this trade. So I'll just keep a screenshot for my record purposes. I will update the trading journal as well, and we'll discuss that tomorrow. Where did it go? I don't know. Okay, let's once again take the snapshot. What's going on? I'm not really sure. Okay. Now let's go back to the charts and see what's happening to other companies. We took a position on Ollie's. We were looking another company today earlier. Is there anything else we'd like to discuss? Yeah, there's another company, Skillsoft. Skillsoft is down by almost 17%. Again, they published their annual results, quarterly results. So let's look into that. It's not a very healthy result. They reported their first quarter, April 2022, loss of 21 cents per share on a revenue of $163.9 million, whereas the expectation was of a loss of 21 cents itself. They published, I'm not sure why there is a mismatch in this platform in TradingView with earnings whispers. Let me find out why there is a difference. There is no difference. Even in terms of revenue, there is a difference. I'll find out why there is a difference. Okay. In terms of some other numbers, the company is saying that they reported a strong Q1 results above expectations. I'm not sure what is meant by that. The company said that it continues to expect fiscal 2023 revenue of $765 million to $790 million. And that is probably in line with the previous expectation of $772.82 million for the fiscal year. Skillsoft is a global leader in corporate digital learning, focused on transforming today's workforce for tomorrow's economy. Okay, let's see some of the numbers. In terms of bookings, outlook is $790 million to $825 million. Adjusted earning before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortizations, approximately $167 million. In terms of booking, the bookings are up by 22% from $41.835 million to $51.069 million, I guess. Yes. Total booking is down by 5%. In terms of global knowledge, it is down by 15%. Sorry. Yeah, global knowledge is down by 15% and Skillsoft content is down. Sorry, Skillsoft content is down by 15%. Global knowledge is down by 26%. My apologies there. I'm not able to read out properly from the press release. Okay. So anyways, the stock is down by 17%. Obviously, the market reads the report correctly. Earlier, actually, it went down to 4.63 level. So, which is probably down by 30%. So earlier it was down by 30%. Now it has come back to being down by 17.11%. Okay. So anyway, whatever it is, so that's the result of Skillsoft. Is there any other news probably we should be looking at? In general, the market, again, let's go back to the S&P 500. Currently, it's at 4055, down by 1.4%. Earlier, it was down by 1%. Now, it is touching a new bottom today. It's almost at the bottom now, 4054. That is today's low I'm talking about. And let's look at individual stocks then. Advanced Auto Parts is actually above yesterday's close. So that's interesting. Let's say Apple shares. I'll look at the volumes as well. The volume is also down. The stock is also down by 2.6%. So there is not a very strong volume for the past few days, but there is obviously weakness in the market. So probably there are not enough buyers. There are only sellers. Someone probably who bought at these levels of 132 or maybe 135, 138. They are probably encashing whatever profit they got. So that could be one of the main reasons. And it is mainly following the trend line over there. Let's say from here, you can say there is a strong trend line. Let's touch this level. Yeah, so it has got multiple touch points there, as you can see. So that is probably the trend line. I'll remove this one. And in terms of Fibonacci, let's say Fibonacci retracement levels. So that was the previous low. Now, so it came back from that 38.2% levels. Now it is going back. So if you look in those terms, probably it will go back to this lower level. And if that downtrend is continuing, there would be some support at 138 levels. That was my previous support level, but let's see. Anyways, I'll probably delete this particular drawing. This is not valid for here because it's only valid for when it goes up. Now it is coming down again. So probably if we want to look at in that term, maybe we'll take the retracement level from here to here. And in that case, it is already at 38.2% levels here. So this would be the first support level. Now it looks like it might beat that. So probably the next one would be 61.8%, which is at 139 levels. Okay, let's make it like that. If that is the case, move this support line to here, 61.8%. 61.8%. So this could be the scenario for Apple. Let's look at Accenture. Again, the volumes are low and it is down by 1.75%. ADI, it's down by 1.08%. Akamai Technology is still in the positive. Applied Materials down by 3.5%. AMD is again breaking through the 50 days moving average levels, down to $100 now. Amazon is below the level where it opened, or you can say where it was before the split, currently down by 3.3%. Okay. Digital Turbine down by more than 5% today. I'm not going through all the numbers. Bumble down by 5.8%. Financials are also down. So it's not only technology, even financials are also down today. Chivi is up by 5%. Is there any news? Maybe some insider buy. Okay, Chivi is up by 5%. That's interesting. Dell is also in positive territory today, 0.7%. And Disney, there is some news from Disney. Disney, the news is regarding their television head. He has been replaced, Peter Rice, I think. His contract is being terminated. Of course, he is getting a severance pay. Okay. Let's look at some other. Okay. Carnival stock is also down by 8.5% today. Okay, so that's Disney news. Okay. Let's look at something. DocuSign is also down by 2.5% today, but it is still above the 50 days moving average. DocuSign, when is their result? Okay, today after market hours. Okay. After market hours. So we'll follow that up tomorrow. Meta is down by 4.5% today. Is there any news on Meta? Not really. Fortinet is up by 2.3%. That's interesting. Okay, so they are actually going for the stock split 5-1. Let's look at that news. Fortinet says to implement 5-for-1 stock split on June 22, subject to shareholder approval. Okay, so they need to get an approval for that. I'm not sure why, how. So it plans to implement its previously announced 5-for-1 forward stock split on June 22. Okay. The split is contingent upon shareholder approval at company's annual meeting. Okay. So when did they actually announce it? I'm not sure. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so the stock is already up significantly, so we'll probably won't take a position there. At this stage. Fortinet. When is their earnings? Their last earnings was 4th of May. So it will be some time before the earnings. Okay. So let's say if we take a position somewhere around 280 levels, maybe 290. Let me check how about 290 is there. Just for discussion purposes, let's look at Fortinet. If there is any credit available. So July 15, 290. 31 delta. Okay, should be good. So 280, even we can consider 280 and 270. Okay, so that would be $2.20 on a $10 spread. So that looks good. There is a lot of credit available. Open interest just below 95, below 100 at 95, but there are some volume as well. So this looks all right. 24 delta. I think 280 is a good level. Currently, it's at 307. So 280 is maybe 5 to 7% below that level. 280 is actually here. Okay, so let's take this one because there is good credit available. So we are looking for Fortinet, selling 280 put, buying 270 put, expiring July 15th. Let's see if we can get through this one. Let me note it down as well and try it in one of my broker platforms in personal account. So Fortinet, we're talking about Fortinet, 280 to 70 for 15th of July. So it's showing me now $2.50. So let me try $2.15. If it goes through here, it has gone through my personal trading account, so that is all right. Now let's look at something else, maybe. We are almost coming to the end of today's show. Okay. Netflix is down by 3.8%. Yesterday, we were looking at the position, and probably that is still maintainable. We were looking at, I think, 180 levels. Let's see where it goes. Today, it is down by 3.8% again. NVIDIA is down by 1.9%. Oracle is down by 2.37%. I like this one. Actually, their earnings is on 13th of June. But I think they are doing fairly good business in the last, few quarters. Okay, so Oracle closes $28.3 billion acquisition of Cerner. Right. So Cerner, what has happened to Cerner? I think Cerner is no more there now because it has got merged now. I think the price was $72 something. I don't remember. Okay, let's look at this. Oracle closes $28.3 billion acquisition of Cerner after it was cleared by the European Commission. Okay. So that might impact the earnings report here as well. But overall, I think Oracle is doing good. Let me see. Okay. If we should take a position there at this stage. Normally, I don't take a position before the earnings report. So I will stick to that in this case. Okay, Palantir, 4.6%. SAP is down by 2.4%. Teladoc is down by 5.6%. Tesla is now in the red. Okay. Visa is down by 2.8%. Upstart is down by 9.18%. Workday is also down by 3%. Unity Software down by 8% today. Come back to 42 levels. SBNY is down by 3.4%. Okay, I had a pending order there. It is still available. Okay, so I think that's about it. We'll wind up there and we'll look for some more stocks tomorrow. Thanks a lot for joining in. If you liked our video, please do subscribe to our channel and follow us in the social media outlets, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter for regular updates on different stocks and earnings. And hopefully we'll see you back tomorrow again. Before we just wind up, let's see where is the S&P 500 now. It's down by 1.6%. So it's almost at the bottom of today's trading. Probably it will, I'm not sure. It may go down by another 20 points or so. Half an hour is left. Okay, so that's about it. Okay, Alibaba shares. Alibaba, before we leave. That's what I was trying to find out. Alibaba is down by almost 8% today after Jack Ma's Ant Group and regulator said that there won't be any IPO. In the secondary IPO they were talking about. Okay, so that's about it. Thanks a lot for joining. And currently the Dow is down by 425 points. NASDAQ is down by 229 points. We'll see you back tomorrow. And until then, have a great rest of the day.